All right, my friends, I had a guy who asked me why I was doing all these. You'll need X amount of dollars for various uh, expenditures in retirement. He said it looks like it's over the top. Are you doing it for more views? Blah blah blah. So I just want I want to clarify why I'm doing those videos, and I'm done with them now. But yes, of course, you always want more views, and more views is how you get paid on YouTube for sure. Uh, Everything I do is to get views. I mean, ideally, that's why you do these things called thumbnails. You have it attractive so people say that looks interesting, and then of course you put valuable information that people find informative, and they'll keep watching your videos, and that helps the YouTube algorithm give you more views. And so the more people you can draw in, the more views you get, the more subscribers you get, the more watch time you get, and ultimately the more you get paid from YouTube. So the answer to that is inherently yes. Everything I do is to get views without question. But more importantly, I'm not sure it's more importantly not, because I don't get paid on YouTube. I'm in a world of hurt. But also importantly, maybe that's a better word, is I want to be over the top because that's the whole premise of this. It's so over the top to hear these guys say you need $286,000 or whatever. Every year it changes about how much you need to afford health care in retirement at the day of retirement. Inherently, that is over the top. It's over the top to think about that expenditure like that I need this X amount of dollars at the day I retire in order to pay for healthcare. We don't think about that in any other circumstance, for housing, for transportation, for food, for entertainment, for nothing else do we think I'm about ready to retire. But I don't have $286,000, so I guess I can't retire. It's only for healthcare that this whole thing comes to be. And I see it. Look, you might not see it. I am in the business, so I see all this stuff all the time. So it's almost like being I literally pay no attention to NFL other than in the playoffs. It bores me nowadays, Frank. I just don't know. So, in terms of the trades and who's getting cut and whatnot, or college football, I don't know. And so come the playoff time or the bowl season, I'll start watching some games. Well, that I don't know. So you might not know what's going on. Like I don't know what's going on during the day-to-day activities of a college football season. But so that's fine. So that you might not get what I'm trying to accomplish here. But the point is to look at to say you need X, but see, it's even worse though. I think they've actually done a good job. The purveyors of negativity, I think they've actually done a good job of scaring people, because I did the poll and I polled 1,500 people on Google, then about another 200 on my own channel. And I said, what do you think your biggest expenditures is or will be in retirement? And by far and away, healthcare was the number one choice. By far, nothing came close. The folks on my YouTube channel is about half and half. I thought housing was and healthcare would be the other. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that. But even that's still too much, because healthcare is not the biggest expense. I mean, it's not close. It's not even close. It's housing. By far and away is the biggest expense. So I get my own channels a little bit biased in favor of housing, because I tell you how much housing expenditures are. So I think these doomsday purveyors of fidelity in the insurance industry and whatnot have done a wonderful job of allowing it to sink into the vernacular how much you need in order to pay for healthcare, and that need is so big, so all-consuming that people say, "Oh my goodness!" And it really, I think it actually has dominated the thought about retirement spending, and that was my whole point. My whole point is like, look, if we're going to look at this one aspect, and we're going to do some net present value. So we're going to do a discounting of it. We have to do with all the other things too. And in that case, let's just go back to my chart here. So we need 193,000 for transportation, 193,692 plus we need, and that's at 3% rate of return. All right. And that's at 3% inflation. Plus we need 164,597 for food. For healthcare, I got, and I think my healthcare is a little bit on the high end because the BLS numbers, again, as I said a couple of times, they talk about the household, and I don't know. I don't know if I quite agree that I mean, that's what they're using. They're using the household, the average household cost for healthcare, and it's about $5,000 or so. And I don't think that's right for a married couple. I think it's right for an individual. But if you have, say, 60% of the population are married, 40% of the population are individuals. I'm just using that for an example. Is that truly a household? I don't know. So I think I'm overestimating the cost of healthcare, but let's just use it nonetheless. And here I got 360,000 again, assuming a 3% rate of return. And then housing is, so if we're going to assume it's 3% rate of return on all of our money, we need in housing 392,588. So we need $1.11 million for housing, healthcare, food, and transportation at retirement in order to pay for all this stuff. And again, you shouldn't think like that. Now that goes back to like, well, you need 1.8 million to retire. Again, this is what the whole premise is. It's not about how much you have, it's how much you consume. And if your consumption is $4,000 a month, of which $3,000 comes from Social Security, I'm just using that for an example, then we need to make up a difference of $1,000 a month. How much can we discount that $1,000 a month in terms of the present value we need today? And I don't know off the top of my head because I don't run the numbers, but I'm telling you, it's a whole heck of a lot different saying you need 1.8 million or 1.1 million or anything like that. And of course, that's just discounted with a 3% inflation. If we discount it with a 6%, 3% rate of return, if we discount it with a 6% rate of return, we only need 300,000 for housing there. Plus, let's see, for healthcare, we'll need 257,902. Yeah, 6%. Plus, food will need, I think it's 125. Yeah, 125 roughly. And then, And then for transportation, we'll need 145. So essentially, if we have a 6% rate of return, we'll need about $528,000. That's a 6% rate of return. And what we're doing is we're saying, look, we're going to take $527,000. We're going to dump it in this account. We're going to get 6% a year. And from that, we're going to withdraw the cost we need for food, the cost we need for transportation, the cost we need for this, the cost we need for that. But that, again, that's meaningless because it doesn't include things like pension, Social Security, other employment. It just says this is what you need at the day you retire in which to, literally in which to live on for your 25 years of retirement. And literally it doesn't make any sense because no one thinks like that other than when it comes to healthcare costs. And healthcare costs is not your biggest expense, not even close, not even flipping close. And so now if we were to say we need $527,000 at a 6% rate of return, well, then we got to back test our Social Security. We're going to say, okay, of that 527 we need, how much does Social Security provide? And Social Security, again, I haven't done the numbers, and maybe I will actually be interesting. And we can simply say, let me write this down. 527 is what we have, what we need. And Social Security provides, I don't know, 400,000. Literally, I don't know. It'd have to be something we'd have to back test in terms of present value. But just that's the point. The point is to be over the top. To say it's over the top, to sit there and say I need $286,000 in my accounts at day one of my retirement to pay for healthcare. Okay, well you don't look at that scenario in any other capacity other than healthcare. And yes, they've done a great job at scaring people, as I just said, and it drives me crazy. So yes, I want more views. And that's why I ask you to share the video to get more views. The more you share, the more you watch, the more YouTube likes me, the more YouTube likes me, the more they reward me, and the more I get paid. That's all there is to it. And then which is great. I absolutely like that. And then number two, I want to show you the over-the-top method that I'm using in which you can see how insanely over-the-top it is for these scaremongers out there to say you need a certain amount of money for this, that, and the other. Because, we just don't know that to be true. And they're certainly saying in order to scare you to invest more and buy insurance products. Anyway, hope that helps. More to come. I'm kind of done with that. Now I'm kind of bored on the whole thing. It was interesting initially. And then I'm saying, so I did these spreadsheets. I like it. And then I kind of got bored. So I was going to do the whole list. I was going to do, we got other, I was going to entertainment other, because those are another big ones. And then I guess entertainment other. I just don't feel like doing it anymore just because at the end of the day, you can only beat that bush so much before it just bores me, and I get bored pretty quickly. So anyway, as always, if you like what you see, smash, like, share to help the views for your old buddy Josh, and we'll see you next time. Thanks now. I'm being honest with this. So I hit stop on this. I realized I'm at the 9:21 minute mark. So I'm going to just sit here to get the 10-minute mark because there is some benefits of going over 10. So for all you YouTube guys and ladies out there, a 10-minute video allows you to put different ad on your account. So you can say, I want 2 ads instead of 1. If it's under 10 minutes, you can't manipulate how many ads you get. Now, you got to be careful. I usually put ads every 6 minutes or so. So if I do an 18-minute video, I'll have 3 ads. If I do a 15-minute video, I'll either have 2 or 3 ads. 12-minute video, I'll have 2 ads. For anything under 10, you only get one ad. And, I mean, at the end of the day, man, that's how you get paid. You get paid for ads that you do on ad. Look, I've said this before. I have no clue what the ads are. I mean, I'm sure the person of capital is probably some tax stuff, maybe TurboTax or something. I just don't know. But hopefully it's stuff that's of value to you. I don't know. Hopefully it's not anything that's, over the top in terms of just bad stuff. Let's just put it that way. But that's how you get paid. So just if you're in aspiring YouTube person, just remember, once you hit the 10-minute mark, you can actually put the number of ads you want on there. I mean, you could put one every 1 minute. I don't think you'd want to do that. That'd hurt the user experience, so you'd have less people watching for less time. You got to be careful there. I've had some people say, you can put too many ads on there, and I get that. And secondly, you got to remember too, just the people who comment in of itself should not determine your own ability to do what you want to do on YouTube or any kind of entertainment, creative fashion, as that matter. The people comment are wonderful. You can get a lot from that, but they don't represent the whole at large. And I'll never forget, a long, long time ago, I remember Rush Limbaugh saying that. He said when he first started out, he got really, the negative people who would call, he really got nervous, like, oh man, maybe they represent, the people who are listening. And then it occurred to him at some point, I can't remember who told him this, but someone said they don't represent your audience as a whole. They're just the people, take up the time to pick up the phone and call, which is it's a unique level of confidence that a few people have. And so that is not representing your audience at large. That doesn't mean you discount what they have to say. I don't. I love I've learned a ton from people on my YouTube channel comments. But that's why I say, look, they can complain about the style. It's just not going to change. But if they say, hey, you're missing out something on, I don't know, CO2, I'd entertain that for sure. You're missing out something on health insurance, I'd entertain that as well. I'm not going to tolerate negatives like, you go to hell and die, or I'm not going to talk about other people's religions or races. Not going to tolerate that. But if they have something constructive, I'll listen to it. I'll talk. I might even engage in it and do a video on it for sure. If it's just, they don't like my Boston Bruins shirt, I don't care. They don't like that I talk too much, don't care. They don't like this, it doesn't matter. So just remember that if you're going to do YouTube stuff, you want to try to break the 10 minutes. You don't want to go way too long. And I get that. Like I'm long-winded here, but you want to try to get 10 minutes so you can get at least 2 ads on there. Because every bit of ad is money in your pocket once you hit a certain level of subscribers and view time. And it's real money. I mean, people get paid on YouTube just like a regular, network TV. I mean, this is okay. It's okay to want to make money on YouTube. I mean, I recognized that last year. I said, I know some people are doing okay on YouTube. And I said, I want to do that too. And the audience will dictate. You'll either get subscribers and audience feedback or you won't. And if you don't, then, obviously you got to do something else. But, after 1 year, I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at. I think I'm doing okay. And so just keep that in mind. So for all you who are commenting, I appreciate it without question. You don't understand how much I appreciate that. It does give me stuff to think about. And I'm going to do 2 videos here. My man, Billy Ray Band, having some dialogue with some of y'all about, I can't remember what the video I did was on Social Security, and he posted a link that I'm getting ready to do another video on because I think it's informative and it's helpful and it gives you a different point of view to look at. So don't hesitate to comment. And going back to what my man Mark S said about, hey, it seems over the top, man, right on. It is over the top to try to serve a point, but that's fine. So if you have comments, I love to hear them. Just don't be racist, don't be an idiot, and just keep it a dialogue. Dialogue is always good as opposed to a monologue. All right, now we'll see you because now I'm back. I'm beyond the 10-minute mark. See ya.